Today I'll show you these 5 simple effects in Premiere Pro. Let me know which one is your favorite. For the first effect, you'll need a few photos either from the shoot, downloaded from the internet, or screenshots taken from your video. Each frame should last 3 frames in the timeline. Now click on New Item, select Adjustment Layer and click OK. Drag it over your photos and shorten it to 3 frames. In Lumetri Color first, under Basic Correction, set the exposure to the maximum. Then go to the Effects Control panel, make sure the opacity is at 100% at the start and set it to 0% at the end. Now copy the adjustment layer and duplicate it over each individual photo. As you do this, you'll notice that the flash camera effect may appear quite intense. If you feel like it's too strong, you can easily reduce the effect by deleting every third adjustment layer. However, the number of layers you delete really depends on how many photos you have and how subtle you want the effect to be. Now for an even better visual effect, I'm going to add a film frame overlay from my Shakecut preset pack. However, you can use any overlay you like, or if you're interested, I can create a tutorial on how to make your own custom film frame overlays. Just let me know. Let's not waste any time and jump straight into the second effect. Select your clip, hold Shift and move 20 frames forward. Duplicate the clip and right where the playhead is, trim the duplicated clip. Repeat the same process for the third duplication. Count another 20 frames forward and trim the clip again. First, click on the second clip and increase its scale to approximately 150%, which will create a subtle zoom in and zoom out effect. After that, go to the Effect Controls panel, activate a keyframe for the opacity and set it to 0%. Move forward by 5 frames on the timeline, and then adjust the opacity back to 100%. This method adds a smoother and more seamless transition to your effect. Now let's enhance the second clip by adding 2 effects, Levels and Gaussian Blur. Now, go back to the Effects Control panel and scroll down to the Levels effect. At the beginning of the clip, enable a keyframe for the white input level. Move 2 frames forward on the timeline and adjust the white input level to 60. Then move another 2 frames forward and hit reset to return the setting to its default value. Let's make the workspace a bit larger so we can see everything more clearly. Close the Levels effect panel and move back to the start of the second clip. Under the Gaussian Blur effect, enable a keyframe for blurriness. Next, move to the middle of the clip and increase the blurriness to around 200. While you're there, also change the blur dimension setting to horizontal. Finally, go to the end of the clip and reset the blurriness back to 0. And we're almost done. Now, hold Ctrl or Command on Mac and copy the opacity, levels, and Gaussian blur effects. Once copied, move over to the third clip in your timeline and simply paste them. Before we move on to the third effect, here's a quick shameless plug. I've created the Shakecut preset pack, which includes over 50 presets, everything from mask out transitions to overlays, shakes, hits, and more. If you're interested in purchasing it, the link will be in the description below. There's also a sample pack available if you want to try it out first. For the third effect, we'll start by preparing our clip and making a cut exactly where we want to place the adjustment layer. Next, create a new adjustment layer by going to New Item, selecting Adjustment Layer, and clicking OK. Once the adjustment layer is created, shorten it to just 2 frames long. Now move the adjustment layer so that it's placed exactly in the center of your clips. Then go to the Lumetri Color panel and under Basic Correction increase the contrast and highlights while lowering the shadows. Next, apply the invert effect to your adjustment layer. Under the channel setting, you can choose from several options such as luminance depending on the look you want. For this example, I'm going to set it to RGB. Now all you need to do is copy the adjustment layer and place each duplicate exactly 1 frame apart from the previous one. This one will be fast-paced. Position your playhead where you want the beat bounce effect to start. Now add an adjustment layer, you already know the drill, and shorten the adjustment layer to just 1 frame. Next, apply the Gaussian blur effect. Set the blurriness to 300 and change the blur dimensions to vertical. Now, copy the adjustment layer and create bounces by placing each duplicate 1 frame apart. Paste the copies where needed, and the number of duplicates you use depends on how intense you want the effect. For the final effect, I'll be using a preset from my Shakecut preset pack. All I have to do is simply drag and drop it onto both clips and I'm done. However, you can also create this effect on your own. To do so, you just need to use a combination of scale, mirror effect, lens distortion, and transform. With these, you can easily achieve a similar dynamic, and it gives you more control over the final look